Well, and welcome everyone to NJ.com, the Star Ledger's preview of this weekend's high school championship games all across the state, alongside Mike Kinney. I am Mike Vorkunov, and there's going to be a whole weekend packed of championship games, and I think that no one will be bigger than the one we're about to talk about right now.
Right.
Don Bosco, Bergen Catholic, 1 versus 2 in the non-public Group 4 championship.
Starting things off on Friday night at MetLife Stadium, right? Which we still want to call Giant Stadium, but at MetLife Stadium, why not, right? Get this thing going, get it over with, right? It's going to make I think the rest of the weekend a little anticlimactic, perhaps, but this is a cool game.
Yeah, and I mean, you have Don Bosco, which is loaded top to bottom. They have, Darius Hamilton, they have Leonte Carew, and Bergen Catholic, which is Hunter Kesslick. And I mean, 1 and 2 they played earlier this year.
Yes.
Bosco won that 133-22, but it was a lot closer than the score indicated.
It was closer than the score indicated. Not only that, but as everyone knows, the thousands of people who were at the game, and then thousands of people who were watching the game, covering the game, read our blogs, whatnot. Bergen Catholic had a lead, 22-21, going into that fourth quarter, and they had the ball. And it's been well documented. Bergen Catholic made a couple key mistakes. They threw the ball early down in their side of the field, threw the ball early across the middle of the field. Interception by Don Bosco. They turned that into a touchdown run for Elijah Shoemate. And then a little later on in the game, they go for a fourth and about a yard and a half. They don't get it. Darius Hamilton wraps up running back for Bergen Catholic. They turn that into a short field touchdown, and they get two touchdowns from that. Bergen Catholic, with a little better ball control, Bergen Catholic with a little stronger running game, has a better opportunity to take that lead and increase that lead and not make those mistakes. So that was, Bergen Catholic played toe-to-toe for 3 quarters, had the lead going into that fourth quarter, and not too many teams do that against Don Bosco.
Yeah, and so Bergen Catholic almost put a chip into that undefeated armor of Don Bosco. They're going to have one more chance this weekend, last game of the season. What does each one of these teams have to do to come away with a win?
That's great. Bosco just has to be Bosco. Simple as that. They really do. They're playing excellent right now. And one of the keys, I think, for Bosco is their defense has been outstanding. The one thing was that Bergen Catholic was able to exploit them a little bit in the passing game. John Simmons, receiver for Bergen Catholic, who's a junior, he is really developing into one of the best receivers in the state. And I tell you what, by the time he's a senior, he may be one of the kids we're talking about as one of the purest receivers with just great hands and great skills and great patterns that we've seen in the last 10 years or so. This kid's phenomenal. And he was outstanding against Don Bosco. Don Bosco's secondary's got to be a little stronger. However good they are. I mean, we've got stars back there, we've got legitimate D1 kids back there with Elijah Shoemate and Jabril Peppers, one of the best sophomores who's ever played in New Jersey, and Yuri Wright, and that's an outstanding secondary, but they were exploited a little bit. They've got to tighten up a little bit. Bergen Catholic, what they've got to do is they have to establish a running game. They really weren't able to do that, and and James Dawson and the other guys in the backfield, they have to run the ball, and I think that's one of the things. Their lack of running the ball against Bosco was one of the reasons why Nunzo Campanile went for some of those riskier players in the fourth quarter, and I think that's what got them in trouble because he didn't have a lot of faith in the running game. They've got to be able to run the ball. Easier said than done against Don Bosco, for sure.
So we set the scene for Friday night.
Yeah.
You've said what's going to happen. What needs to happen, so that means only one thing is left. Who do you got in this one?
What's going to happen, right?
What's going to happen? What you say is gospel.
I tell you what, when that first game happened, I really believed that Bergen Catholic, the second time around, could beat Don Bosco. Upon further reflection, I changed my mind over the weeks, and I tell you why. The reason was because upon further reflection, I thought, I know why Nunzio went for those, and it's because of the running game, the lack of the running game. And I've not seen Bergen Catholic's running game substantially increase. What I have seen is this. John Germano, the quarterback for Bergen Catholic, I tell you what, his arc as far as improving, he's a first-year quarterback. He has gotten better and better as the weeks have gone on. He's outstanding right now. He's really becoming a very good quarterback. Next year he's going to be outstanding. But that's not what's going to scare Don Bosco because that secondary is also better. They've also improved. They needed to run the ball. They needed to really establish a running game somewhere along the line. I don't think Bergen Catholic has gotten to that point where the running game is going to scare Don Bosco. We're going to stop Mike Strezak, at linebacker at Don Bosco. He's going to make his tackles. They're going to stop. Darius Hamilton's going to close in off the edge. Don Bosco still has control of this game because of that. So I say Bosco by probably 2 touchdowns.
There you go. Bosco continues and finishes off its perfect season. Follow our coverage all week long in the Star Ledger and NJ.com. And obviously, after these games happen, go online, read us in the paper all weekend long. And thanks for watching. Alongside Mike Kinney, I'm Mike Vorkunov.